Hi there everyone, it's Misty here. Welcome to a weigh-in and update video for March 27th, 2020. Yes, I normally do these on Wednesday, but I didn't do it on Wednesday. I'm doing it today. Hopefully I'll be back on regular schedule starting next week. So if you're new here, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well and surviving your social distancing, self-quarantine, whatever you want to call it. So I decided to weigh this morning. I haven't weighed in a little over 3 weeks, I think. And I felt my pants a little looser. And I think I told you guys the last time I saw you that I had gained weight. I had gained back up to 409 pounds, which I think is where I started the year. I don't remember. But anyway, so let's start with the blood sugar numbers. I'm going to pop up what they were before and what they are now. I cannot find my little sticky note. I lost it. But my 7-day average has come down. My 14-day average, I think, has come down or gone up just a little bit. And my 30-day average has risen. So, but hopefully with that 7-day average that continues to come down, then the other numbers will come down too. So I have been doing pretty much carnivore for the past 2 weeks. Yeah. Wait, when did I cheat? This past weekend? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I did have a weekend where I had pizza and chicken nuggets. And like I mentioned in Monday's video, it happened. It's over. It's done. It doesn't make me any more or less moral than anybody else. It doesn't mean that I don't care about my health. It just means I was stressed out, just like almost everybody else in the world. And I decided to allow myself to have a cheat weekend. I did it. It's over with. We're back on track. I'm still producing ketones. They're at 0.8 and my blood sugar has been doing fine. So yeah, so that's okay. I did go back up to 100 units a night, and I'm hoping Monday I can start coming back down from that. Titrating down? I don't know what it's called. So one of the things I think was the issue is that I had been taking 450 milligrams of Wellbutrin every night. So that was a 300 milligram pill and a 150 milligram pill. And the last time CVS filled my prescription, they screwed it up somehow because I ended up with nowhere near a 90-day supply of the 150s. And so I just this week was able to get back on 450 milligrams. I think that's been a lot of my problem because I have just been dealing with depression and anxiety. I think everybody probably is at this point, but I've been sleeping a lot. I haven't been able to get in my craft room, even though I have some things I need to get done. I just haven't had any motivation. I haven't had any, I feel like I can't be creative. I keep trying to think of something creative that I can do because I have a class that's probably 3 weeks overdue by now. And I need to come up with 5 card ideas. And I'm just at a blank. I'm at a blank and I don't like it. So hopefully, getting back at a good amount of antidepressant will help that. And I think with that, it'll also help not trying to stress eat. Another good thing that happened this week is my therapist called me and we talked and he asked me how I was doing and he told me that I could call him if I needed to have a session. And that was really reassuring. I mentioned on Monday that I did telemed with my rheumatologist. And I did have to go out Wednesday. That was the first time I've been out in a couple of weeks because she wanted labs. So I'm on methotrexate, which is a chemotherapy drug. For those of you who didn't know, I have rheumatoid arthritis on top of the myasthenia. So with that, I have to have blood work done every 6 weeks. So I went to LabCorp here in my city and I had 2 orders, my normal neurologist order, which I do monthly, and then this rheumatologist order. And so I got those done, got those out of the way. Yeah. And I came home and I feel I'm okay. I was really stressed out Monday about going to the doctor, and I was really stressed out Wednesday about going to LabCorp, because I've really tried to stay home, and not just stay home for me, but stay home for other people too. I think that's one thing that kind of went over some people's head in Monday's video, and I turned off the comments because it was getting heated. But I'm not asking people to social distance for me. I mean, it's not, oh, just do it for me. No, it's do it for, you have someone in your life who has a compromised immune system. Everybody on this planet has somebody in their life who has a compromised immune system. Whether it's a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a daughter, a son, a mother, a father, a cousin, a friend, somebody in your life has a compromised immune system. Somebody in your life has a compromised immune system, right? So when we social distance, we're doing this, they keep calling it flatten the curve. Flatten the curve. We're trying to stop the spread, right? We're trying to slow it down a little bit. So I'm not asking people to social distance for me. I'm asking you to social distance for those of you that you love. And I think it was Tiffany and I were talking in the comments, and she said, it's going to take someone in people's immediate circle to die before they start taking this seriously. And that's just unfortunate. So yeah, so anyway, let's talk about the weight. So I did gain some weight, and that's been the issue since the very first start of the year. When I'm on insulin and I'm taking as much insulin as I am, it's damn near difficult, impossible to lose weight. If you go back and watch my first, 12-week updates back from March 2017, I had the same issue. Then I was losing inches. I mean, you could see a huge difference in my face. Now, not so much, but I was losing inches and not losing the pounds. And that's why I say, the scale is just, it's not the be all end all. You need to be measuring, measure with a tape measure. If you're diabetic, are your blood sugars lower? Are you producing ketones? Those are, are you losing weight and moving into different pants? That's what got me to weigh this morning, because on Wednesday I wore shorts because it's been in the 80s, almost 90. Maybe it was 90. And my shorts were too big. And I was like, oh, okay, so maybe I have lost weight. And I got on that scale today expecting to be 420 pounds. I did. I expected to be 420 pounds, and I was 396. So that's a 13-pound loss from when I weighed the last time, which was, like I said, I think was 3 weeks ago. So, and maybe I've gone up and maybe I've come back down. I don't know. But like I said, my biggest success, I would say, are the pants, but also that my blood sugars are starting to come back down. So that's what's most important to me. So that's the update part of this video. The second part of this video is I would really like us to brainstorm ways that what we can do to cope. What are you doing to cope with being homebound, or being, whether it's working from home, whether it's dealing with your kids while you're working from home. And this is spurred on, and I'll flash the comment up here. I don't remember her name, and I'm filming on my phone, so I can't pull it up. But someone mentioned that they went for a drive, and I had already thought about filming like this part of the video. I was gonna make it its own separate video, but and I thought, and like I said, I was already thinking about that, but I was gonna tailor it more toward people with chronic illness. But then I thought, you know what? All of us, or a lot of us, are staying home. And I know a lot of people can't. And when I say social distance, I mean if you can. If you are someone who still has to work, you have to do what you have to do. My brother, his job is still going, and he still has to go into work. And all I can do is pray and hope that, he stays well. And it's the same for other people. I mean, there are so many people who are trying to keep the world running, airplanes, for freight, boats for freight, truck drivers, delivering food and stuff, grocery workers, restaurant workers, daycare workers. I mean, there are so many people that we need to be thankful for. And I read a funny meme or something on Facebook that was talking about how people are never going to take teachers for granted again, and they need to make a really expensive list for the beginning of the school year because they realize how much they take teachers for granted. And I think we've realized how much we take, people in the service industry are always looked down upon. And I've never understood that. I've never, probably because I worked fast food for 4 or 5 years, and I've never understood why we don't place more value on them. And I think because we've gotten so wrapped up into having a college education, but a college education isn't everything, right? You can be college educated and still be a dumbass. So anyway, I digress. What I'd like you to do in the comment section of this video is leave something that you've been doing or that you've done that is helping you cope with being inside. So I think one thing that is really important that people overlook is having a routine. If you think about it, when you went to work every day, if you did, you had a routine. You woke up, then you did this, and then you did that, and then you did this, and then you went. And a lot of people, that routine has been interrupted because now you're probably not doing all of those steps and you're not leaving the house. But I think it's important to find a routine. Maybe you don't want to get up every morning and put on, suit pants or whatever you wore to work and do your hair, do your makeup, depending on which gender and whether or not you wear makeup. Maybe you don't want to do that, but still establish some kind of routine where you wake up, you have a cup of coffee, and try to do the same things every day, because I think that helps us feel a bit more normal. Excuse me. And if you have kids, that is vitally important. Kids flourish when there's routine. Now, I'm not saying every kid, because there are some kids who don't. But if you have a kid, if your child, I shouldn't say kid, I hate that word. But if your child is, maybe be on the spectrum, or if your child has, ADHD or ADD, 9 times out of 10, those children function so much better when they have a routine and they know what's going to happen next. And I know that can be really difficult if you're working from home and you're also trying to, work with them, and or if they're doing telelearning or whatever. I know that can be really difficult, but try to do what you can, or just tell them that day, okay, so we're gonna do some homework, and then we're gonna have some free play, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this. Just let them know what's gonna happen. And another thing I think is important is don't stress so much on the worksheets and the homework and those kinds of things. I think this is one of the best times. I mean, when else are you going to have this kind of time to sit down and teach your kiddos life skills? And there are ways that you can work with preschoolers, elementary age kids, high school kids, middle school kids that aren't, just the worksheets or whatever that you're having to do at home with them. One thing I mentioned I did a IG live to put on my makeup, and one thing I mentioned is this is the best time to teach your kids some life skills. Like, what do they not learn in high school that they need to learn before they go to college? Balancing a checkbook, creating a budget, shopping within that budget. I mean, what a great time to have them sit down and make a grocery list with you and trying to, figure out meals that they can make for a certain amount of money. With your little ones, if they're learning to write, circle things in the circular that you want to put on your list and have them write you a list. Or have them, sort cans in the pantry. They can sort just like sorting bears. You have large cans, you have middle cans, you have small cans, have them sort those. The same way with boxes or those kinds of things. So there are things you can do around the house that is still learning, and it's actually more meaningful learning because they're actually doing something that's helping them be productive. Because one thing you have to remember, we feel out of control, right? There's not a whole lot we can control, and we're overloaded with information. We're stressed, and kids can pick up on that real quick. So for them, they need to feel like they're vital and they're important and they're contributing. And I know a lot of parents don't like to share things with their kids, especially when they're struggling with money and stuff like that. But your kids know, like we know. I say we because we went from, going to the grocery store and buying whatever we wanted to having commodities and, you know, being able to eat in the a la carte line in the cafeteria and then having to go to the other line for free and reduced lunches. No one ever mentioned what was happening to us, but we knew exactly what was happening because we were living it. So, you know, they are also struggling with control because there's nothing in their environment that they have control over right now, right? So, you know, giving them choices what they wear, or, you know, just picking your battles. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a parent. I was just in early childhood for 20 something years, but I just think it's really important that, you know, you spend this time connecting and not so worried about, you know, the schoolwork, because honestly, we have to meet their needs before they even retain any of the knowledge. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There you go. Anyway. So yeah, so leave a comment down below how you're coping. For me, I've been getting up every morning. I've been making a bulletproof coffee. I sit on the couch with Roxy for a little bit. And then, you know, either I read a book, or I will start, you know, make some breakfast, or I will do something like that, or not breakfast, lunch around noon. And so I have a little bit of a routine, but I know that I need to work on a better one. So those are just, you know, and so you can get in the car, you can go for a drive, you could have a picnic outside before it gets too hot. You know, if you have a yard, play outside. You know, it doesn't mean that you can't go outside. It's just stay away from people. They can't play, you know, go on play dates and those things like that. But yeah, I mean, even if you just, I don't know, just take a break, meditate if you can. And I know it can be hard when you have a family and you're a parent, and maybe you're a single parent and you're really struggling. So yeah, I just want all of us to get out on the other side mentally intact, right? The phlebotomist and I were talking, and I said, I have a feeling that we're going to see an uptick in divorces when this is all done, because so many people are under so much stress. And whether it's stress worrying about getting sick, or it's stress about money because somebody has lost their job, those kinds of things. So, you know, just if you have someone that you can vent to, or if you need to vent to me, leave it in the comments. I will read it. You know, I really don't want you to focus on what my part of this video where I shared my weight and stuff. Some of you will, and do you, but I really want us to be a support for each other, because that's what we need right now, is a support system. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I mentioned on Monday that I was filming my weekly meals, and did I? Nah. So you probably won't have a video from me until again next Wednesday. If there's something else that you guys want me to film or want me to talk about, make sure you let me know. I'm open to suggestions. Yeah, that's it. I wore a new t-shirt yesterday. It was a size 4 from Torrid, and it was a George Strait t-shirt. It said, "All my exes live in Texas." I was really surprised that it fit, and it fit well. So yeah. All right, guys, I'm random. I'm going to finish my coffee, and I will see you guys real soon. Take care, breathe in and out, and leave me a comment down below. Bye for now.